Yes, the 2026 Tesla Model Y changes everything, and here's why you can't miss it. Imagine an electric SUV that's faster than a sports car, cheaper to run than a bicycle, and smarter than your phone. The 2026 Tesla Model Y isn't just an upgrade, it's a revolution in motion, and it's coming to the USA. By the end of this video, you'll know every breakthrough in the upcoming Model Y, the design tweaks, the insane performance jumps, and the features Elon hasn't even hinted at yet. And stick around at the end, I'll reveal the secret upgrade that could change the entire EV market. Let's start with what you'll see first, the design. When you first lay eyes on the 2026 Tesla Model Y, you instantly know it's something new. It's not just a facelift, it's an entirely fresh stance, a presence that feels more like a concept car rolling straight out of an auto show than something you'll see in your neighbor's driveway. And yet, this isn't just a designer's dream, it's production ready. The first thing your eyes catch is the sharpened front fascia. Gone is the slightly bulbous nose of previous Model Y generations in its place, a sleeker, lower-slung front end that subtly nods to the refreshed Model 3 Highland, but with a more assertive, SUV-like posture. The headlights? Slimmer, angrier, with adaptive matrix LEDs that give the car a predatory squint. At night, these lights don't just illuminate the road, they animate in a quick ripple as you approach, like the car is waking up to greet you. And that's just the front. Wait until you see what they've done with the sides. Along the body, the lines are tighter, more muscular. The wheel arches are slightly flared, not in a cartoonish way, but in a way that hints at stability and grip. Speaking of wheels, Tesla is introducing two new aerodynamic rim designs, a 20-inch dark graphite turbine style and a 21-inch polished blade pattern that looks like it's slicing through air even when standing still. These aren't just for looks, they've been tested to reduce drag by up to 4%, contributing directly to range improvements. Color lovers, rejoice. Tesla has listened. The 2026 Model Y is finally getting two exclusive paint colors straight from the Berlin Gigafactory. Lunar Silver, a liquid metal finish that changes tone depending on the light, and Solar Flare, a deep orange gold that almost glows at sunset. Both colors use Tesla's ultra-durable, high-depth paint process, meaning fewer micro-scratches and a glossier finish for years. Moving up, the panoramic glass roof is now a single, uninterrupted piece from the windshield to the rear hatch. It's slightly tinted for UV and infrared rejection, but in bright sun, it shimmers with a subtle rainbow diffraction. Step inside, and that uninterrupted glass turns every drive into a scenic experience. But the interior, that's where Tesla really shows they've been listening to owners. Slide into the cabin, and the first thing you notice is a sense of openness. The dash has been simplified even further, no visible vents, just a clean horizontal flow with hidden air channels that evenly distribute climate control. The center screen? It's now a razor-thin 17-inch OLED with near infinite contrast, and it swivels slightly toward the driver or passenger at the tap of a button. Materials have taken a major leap forward. The base trim now gets soft-touch vegan leather across all major touchpoints, while the performance trim introduces Tesla Weave, a recycled fabric that's durable yet luxurious, with a texture somewhere between suede and silk. Even the steering wheel has been redesigned. It's slightly smaller in diameter, flattened at the top and bottom for better sightlines, and features touch-sensitive controls that can be remapped in the software. Rear passengers haven't been forgotten. The second row now slides forward and back by up to 6 inches, offering more legroom or cargo flexibility. Each rear seatback reclines independently, and there's a new rear climate zone with its own mini display, yes, even in the Model Y, not just the Model X. And this is where Tesla slips in a feature that might quietly change road trips forever. Integrated into the seatbacks of the front seats are magnetic mounts for Tesla's new rear passenger tablets. These optional devices are essentially wireless Android-based screens that can stream Netflix, control music, or even display the car's navigation for passengers to follow along. They charge wirelessly from the mount, so no cables, no clutter. Integrated into the seatbacks of the front seats are magnetic mounts for Tesla's new rear passenger tablets. These optional devices are essentially wireless Android-based screens that can stream Netflix, control music, or even display the car's navigation for passengers to follow along. They charge wirelessly from the mount, so no cables, no clutter. Storage has also been optimized. The front trunk gains 5 liters of space thanks to a reshaped liner, and the rear cargo area now includes an underfloor compartment that's wide enough for 2 carry-on suitcases. And for the first time, the Model Y comes standard with a 60-40 split rear seat that folds completely flat without that slight upward angle that's been a minor gripe among owners. But perhaps the most talked about design change is the new door handles. Tesla has moved from the flush push-style handles to a semi-recessed pull handle with a subtle LED accent. Why? Feedback from colder climates. The old handles sometimes froze shut. The new design solves that while adding a bit of nighttime flair. And that's just what you can see. The hidden changes are where things get even more exciting. Tesla has re-engineered the underbody with a new front and rear casting structure. This not only reduces the number of parts, but also strengthens the chassis, making the ride quieter and more stable. Pair that with new acoustic glass on all windows, and the cabin now feels almost eerily silent at highway speeds. Even the aerodynamics have been refined: a slightly lower ride height on standard suspension, reshaped side mirrors, and a redesigned rear spoiler lip that subtly channels air to reduce turbulence. The result? A 0.21 drag coefficient, making the 2026 Model Y one of the most aerodynamic SUVs ever built. And in true Tesla fashion, some changes are designed for future upgrades. The front bumper has a removable lower grille panel. Insiders say this might allow for future cooling enhancements for high-performance variants. The roof's wiring harness has been repositioned to accommodate potential solar integration, though Tesla hasn't officially confirmed that yet. This approach, building a car that can evolve over its life cycle, is part of why Tesla remains ahead. They're not just thinking about how you'll drive it next year, they're thinking about how it will feel to own in 2030. And if you think the design is impressive, wait until you see what's under the skin. Now let's talk about the heart of the beast: performance and efficiency. If the new design catches your eye, the 2026 Tesla Model Y's performance will make your jaw drop. This is where Tesla flexes not just engineering muscle, but the kind of long-term innovation that's been quietly brewing behind closed doors at their gigafactories for years. The headline number? 0 to 60 in just 3.4 seconds for the performance trim. That's quicker than a Porsche Macan GTS, quicker than most sports cars under 150 0, and remember, this is a mid-size family SUV. Even the long-range version now hits 60 in 4.6 seconds, a half-second faster than before. And that's just straight-line speed. The real magic is how it feels getting there. Thanks to an all-new battery architecture, the Model Y delivers its power with even smoother, more immediate torque. We're talking a push-you-into-your-seat, blink-and-you're-over-the-speed limit kind of acceleration. The new silicon anode battery chemistry not only boosts energy density by 12%, but also improves charging speed and thermal stability. Speaking of charging, Tesla's new V4 superchargers are a game-changer. The 2026 Model Y can now peak charge at 350 kW, which means you can add up to 200 miles of range in just 12 minutes. That's coffee break territory, not lunch break territory. Range is also getting a healthy boost. Thanks to aerodynamic refinements, a lighter chassis, and that upgraded battery chemistry, the long-range Model Y now achieves up to 360 miles on a single charge under EPA estimates. The performance model? Around 330 miles, despite the extra power. But here's the curveball. Efficiency doesn't just mean more miles, it means more control. Tesla has reworked the dual-motor all-wheel drive system with improved inverters that respond faster to traction changes. That means cornering feels more planted, acceleration out of turns is sharper, and the car's stability in wet or snowy conditions is even more confidence-inspiring. And for enthusiasts, Tesla has added a new dynamic mode. This isn't a gimmicky drift mode, it's a driver-focused setting that adjusts torque split, steering weight, and regenerative braking to give you more control without sacrificing safety. Think of it as the sweet spot between full autonomy and full manual engagement. Braking performance has also improved. Tesla's new carbon silicon brake rotors on the performance trim offer better heat dissipation and longer life, paired with high-friction pads that resist fade even after repeated hard stops. And for the eco-conscious, regenerative braking has been fine-tuned to recover up to 12% more energy than before. But raw numbers and specs are only part of the story. The real shift in 2026 is how the Model Y blends this performance with comfort. The updated adaptive suspension system uses dual-valve dampers, allowing for more precise control over compression and rebound. In plain English, the car can be stiff when you want sportiness, and buttery smooth when you're cruising. And Tesla didn't just make it comfortable, they made it smart. Integrated into the suspension is a predictive road scanning system. Using the forward-facing cameras and ultrasonic sensors, the car can detect upcoming potholes or bumps and pre-adjust the suspension in milliseconds. The result? That jarring hit you were bracing for just doesn't happen. For towing and hauling, Tesla has quietly increased the Model Y's rated towing capacity to 4,500 pounds. That's enough for a mid-sized trailer, a pair of jet skis, or a small camper. And the best part? The improved cooling system for the motors means you can tow longer without hitting thermal limits. Now let's talk about sound, or rather, the lack of it. The new active noise cancellation system uses the audio speakers to create an anti-noise signal that cancels out unwanted road and wind sounds. Combined with acoustic glass, it makes highway cruising feel almost surreal. Imagine traveling at 70 mph, talking in a whisper, and still being heard clearly in the back seat. Efficiency isn't just about range, it's about using energy more intelligently. Tesla's energy management software now factors in real-time elevation changes, temperature forecasts, and even wind speed along your route to optimize battery usage. Planning a trip in cold weather? The car will precondition the battery in advance to ensure maximum charging speed upon arrival. For those who like pushing limits, the thermal management improvements are significant. A redesigned heat pump system not only extends range in cold climates, but also improves cabin heating efficiency by 20%. The battery coolant loop has been upgraded for better heat dissipation during aggressive driving. Tesla has also reimagined regenerative braking in city driving. Instead of a one-size-fits-all setting, it now adapts in real time to traffic conditions, using forward radar and vision data. In stop-and-go traffic, regen becomes gentler to reduce passenger head nod. On open roads, it ramps up to maximize recovery. And yes, that means less brake pedal use and potentially years more brake life. But what about fun? Tesla has expanded the in-car track mode settings for the performance trim, letting you customize motor output bias, stability control levels, and even cooling priorities. And for those who like data, you can now overlay lap telemetry directly onto dashcam footage for instant shareability. And while Tesla hasn't officially confirmed it, several insiders suggest a tri-motor Plaid Y variant is in testing. If it launches, expect sub-3-second 0-60 times and handling that rivals sports sedans. Whether or not that happens in 2026 or 2027, the groundwork is clearly here. In short, the 2026 Model Y doesn't just match its competition, it leapfrogs it. It's an SUV that can play family hauler, road tripper, and weekend track toy without compromising in any role. And that's why performance in this car isn't just about speed, it's about versatility. And when you combine that with what's coming in the tech department, you start to realize this isn't just a car, it's a platform for the future. Finally, the tech, the part that might make you forget this is even a car. Tesla has never just been in the business of building vehicles. They build rolling computers, self-learning devices on wheels, and in 2026, the Model Y gets its biggest leap forward in intelligence since its original release. Let's start with Autopilot Hardware 5. This isn't just an incremental update, it's a full architecture overhaul. The onboard computing power has tripled, now capable of processing 400 trillion operations per second. That means faster decision-making, smoother path planning, and more accurate predictions of what's happening around you. And yes, it's ready for something Tesla hasn't talked about publicly yet. The extra horsepower in the computer isn't just for self-driving. It powers an all-new augmented reality interface that overlays key information onto the windshield through a head-up display. Navigation arrows appear as if they're painted directly onto the lane ahead, and safety warnings can highlight potential hazards in real time without you ever taking your eyes off the road. Inside, you'll also meet Tesla's new in-cabin AI assistant. Think Siri or Alexa, but with a direct link to your car's brain. You can say, "Hey Tesla, warm up the rear seats to 72 degrees and play my highway playlist," and it'll do it instantly. More impressively, the assistant learns your habits. Drive to work every morning at 7:30? The car will precondition itself before you even leave the house. Tesla has also pushed the envelope on biometric integration. The 2026 Model Y now supports facial recognition for unlocking and starting the car, no phone, no key card needed. Just approach, the cameras see you, and the doors unlock. Inside, a driver profile system remembers your seat, mirror, climate, and driving mode preferences. But it's not just about convenience, this tech could be a game changer for security. If someone else tries to drive your car without your approval, it can lock into a low-speed valet mode automatically, send an alert to your phone, and even record the entire incident with 360-degree Sentry mode. This is the kind of integration you'd expect in high-end security systems, now baked directly into a family SUV. On the entertainment side, Tesla is finally bringing 5G connectivity to the Model Y. This opens the door for lag-free streaming, ultra-fast map loading, and even cloud gaming. Yes, the upgraded infotainment system, powered by AMD's latest automotive GPU, can now run high-end games natively, with controller support for all seats. But the real tech leap is in energy management. Tesla has implemented a grid-ready, bi-directional charging system. With a compatible home setup, your Model Y can act as a giant backup battery, keeping your house powered during an outage, or even selling power back to the grid during peak hours. It's like having a power wall built into your car. And here's where things get futuristic. The car can decide the best times to charge or discharge automatically. The AI factors in electricity rates, your calendar events, and even weather forecasts to make sure your battery is always ready for both driving and home backup. If a storm is predicted, it will top up the charge overnight so you're prepared for a blackout. Charging tech itself has taken a step forward too. Beyond V4 supercharging, the Model Y now supports Tesla's new AutoPlug system at compatible stations you just park, and a robotic arm connects the charger to your port without you touching a thing. Perfect for those icy winter nights or just to feel like you're in a sci-fi movie. Tesla is also debuting a smart cabin feature. Using interior sensors and software, the car can monitor temperature, CO2 levels, and even air quality in real time. If pollution outside spikes, it automatically switches to bioweapon defense mode. If the cabin gets too stuffy, it'll subtly adjust ventilation without you even noticing. It's like having a co-pilot who cares about your health as much as your safety. Speaking of safety, the 2026 Model Y introduces Tesla Vision Plus, a next-gen perception system with 360-degree coverage, capable of identifying small objects like debris or potholes at twice the distance of the previous hardware. This not only benefits full self-driving but also improves collision avoidance in human-driven mode. Even parking gets smarter. The new Auto Park Anywhere feature uses HD maps and live environmental scanning to let the car park itself in unmarked spots, tight parallel spaces, or even your driveway no lines needed. And if you're in a crowded area, it can now find a spot within a certain radius and drop a pin on your phone. Inside the tech suite, software updates are now faster and more modular. Tesla can roll out specific feature updates without having to push a full system update, meaning smaller downloads and quicker installs. And with more onboard processing power, many AI models now run entirely on the car, reducing dependency on cloud servers for critical safety functions. That means even in a no-signal area, your car stays just as smart. Tesla hasn't ignored the small touches either. The voice-to-text messaging now works with all major platforms. The calendar integration can remind you to leave earlier if traffic is building. And the in-car camera can even track your eye movement to gently alert you if you're distracted for too long. For future-proofing, the Model Y's architecture is built with what Tesla calls expansion buses, unused data, and power channels that allow new sensors or modules to be added later without major rewiring. In plain terms, your 2026 Model Y could physically support tech that hasn't even been invented yet. And while Tesla plays coy on what's coming next, industry insiders suggest over-the-air retrofits for things like improved driver monitoring, expanded AR HUD functions, and possibly even neural network personalization that makes your car's driving style feel uniquely yours. Because the 2026 Model Y isn't just about today, it's designed to still surprise you in 2030. When you combine all of this, the hardware upgrades, the AI smarts, the home energy integration, and the future-ready design, you start to realize the 2026 Model Y is less of a product and more of a platform. A platform that will only get better with time, in ways even Tesla hasn't fully told us about yet. So, the 2026 Tesla Model Y isn't just another EV. It's faster, smarter, and more future-proof than anything in its class, and now you know exactly why. If you enjoyed this deep dive, check out my next video on Tesla's secret factory project. Trust me, you'll want to see what's coming next. Drop your pick in the comments, smash that like if you learned something, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive.